This is Brad's JZS171 Toyota Crown wagon, and although it's a Japanese import, you'll find this model Crown has become quite popular on the streets of Australia. This car was previously owned by Al and has featured on the channel a couple of times, but since then, Brad has heavily modified this long roof and it makes some serious horsepower from the 2.5 litre 1JZGTE. But as the story goes, with more power comes more problems.
July 2024 is when we had Brad's Crown in the workshop last. He pulled it down as the 1JZ had a conrod failure. Number 5 exited stage. It was actually staged down. It did a whole lot of damage. Ruined the sump, ruined an engine, ruined the block, everything. It did do a fair bit of damage, and Brad was very lucky in the sense that this thing didn't catch fire. It actually pierced the power steering rack line and put hot ATF everywhere, caught on fire. I think Brad had like a 1.25 litre bottle of Sprite that he put it out with, luckily. And over a year later, we're ready to get an engine built and get Brad's car back on the road. He's been very patient, but it's kind of the same old thing with cars as you go. You've got to search for the parts, you've got to save up some money, and now we're ready. So the car's in the shed. We're going to go down and see our mate John to get a 1JZ built. I think we've got some second-hand rods and pistons or something. I don't know what the plan is. I'm just going to rock up and say hi with some high fives and a carton of beer for John. So, look, I'm a Toyota Crown lover. I think we've established that already. I'll have a serious addiction with probably the Toyota badge, but I love Crowns. They're an awesome car, and Brad's itching to get it back on the road. So first up, engine build with John, then we'll get back in here and start throwing everything back together, and then Brad can drive his pride and joy once again. In true YouTuber fashion, John's already done all the hard work, and we're here in John's shed, and we're going to slap together a 1JZ. John, tell me what you've done. It's been a long time since we pulled this thing apart, so give us a rundown of what's gone on. I know it's been a couple of weeks for you just recently, but it's been over a year since we've seen you, so
yeah,
what's happened?
Brad took it down to get machined in Brizzy. They line honed it, bored it, decked it. They honed it with a torque plate. I mean, other than that, I've just done checking. I checked the tunnels straight, just run over all the machining that was done, check clearances, check crush on bearings, just stuff like that.
Yep.
We've put the pistons together. We've done the ring gaps, all that sort of stuff. So it's ready to just put stuff in there and stick it in the car and go drive.
I mean, Brad to have a car again.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go into just some details? Ring gap sizes, bearing sizes off the top of your head, do you remember? Or
yeah,
not, okay.
mains are about 2,000. I'll put them in my book. I'll
get
it out if we need to.
Yeah, go grab your book. Where's your book?
It's top secret.
Is that top secret stuff? Oh,
it is. I don't even know.
The John factory.
I don't even know what the book is. That's how secret it is.
Don't give away all the hot tips.
The big one's got about 0.05 mil clearance, which is about 2 thou-ish.
Yep.
About the same on the mains, which is about right. Piston to bore's got about 4 thou, I believe.
Sweet.
The ring gap was 19 thou on the top, which we filed. The second rings were well above that, which we didn't touch out of the box.
And are you following any guideline with 1Js in particular, or just your experience as a builder?
No, the piston manufacturer with the ring caps. Sorry,
yep.
CP.
Yep.
The bearing, ACL's got a pretty good PDF on the website. Tells you all sizes you need to adhere to.
Yep.
So you can just use subtractions from that and then find out your clearances. So I've checked I've checked thrust in it. I put that in last night. I've checked the piston to deck height, which is okay. That was pretty much bang on zero.
Sweet.
Awesome. 1 and 6 were pretty flat, so you know there's no deviation in anything, which is pretty good.
So John's obviously done all the hard work. This has been together. He's put it back apart so we can rock up and film it. All this stuff, so rods and pistons are second hand. Brad got off marketplace like they hadn't done much work, so obviously bearings and everything are new, but yeah, rods and pistons. The crank is also from the same bloke, wasn't it?
Yep.
So you done anything to the crank, or is that
no?
Sweet. Just
Cleaned it.
measure it, clean and measure it. Sweet.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, I think the next step is just to throw this thing back together, and then I'll go drink some pina coladas on the beach, and then we'll
Yeah, we'll cut laps of Sabi.
let's do it. Have you used that style lid before?
Yeah, that's all I use.
You like it?
Yeah.
There we go, nice one.
The JZ platform is known for producing some solid power on standard components. In this case, Brad's goal is around the 600 horsepower mark, so we're retaining the standard main caps with the addition of an ARP stud. It's important to note the engine has had the main tunnel line honed with these studs fitted during the machining process, as it's possible to distort the main caps.
How's the ute going, John?
Yeah, great.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's nearly ready.
Nearly ready for what? For paint? You got it apart, mate.
Yeah.
Is the engine still in there?
No.
Nothing in there?
No, nothing in there. There's nothing there anyway.
Oh, fully stripped.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, wow. You are going all out. I like that. When's the roadworthy getting done?
Oh, it's already done, mate. Dude coming in yesterday and did it.
Pre-sale. Isn't it like 4
Who's Luke? You got the wrong engine.
With the main caps installed and torqued to spec, John confirms the thrust clearance is within spec. We can then flip the engine over and we're ready to install the pistons.
You gotta model it, you gotta hold it the right way. Yeah, that's what we want. This is the price is right.
There we go. Semi worked before.
So you haven't used this one yet? Or...
No, I made it this morning.
Instead of using a traditional ring compressor, John spent the morning making up a machined sleeve to speed up the process and make fitting the pistons a little easier.
How much easier is that?
So this is what it was before. I've got no idea what that is. Something to do with hydraulics. And this is what John's machined it into, which I think that's pretty cool, mate.
It's got to look cool when Brad's spending so much money on it.
You make one for a barra, we'll build a barra next. You want to build another barra?
I'll build you another barrel, will you?
Thanks. Alright, I'll get some bars organised.
Yeah.
There's 6 of those 6mm ones. Pick a bolt, any bolt. And when you twist it.
Oh, agree with that.
Yeah, minimum, maximum.
Class.
More boost, less boost. Oh, you're a pro now, John. Look at that.
I am now. How good's that?
Our talented mate John is an experienced engine builder. If you'd like to see more Skid Factory engine build videos, then check the links down below. While you're there, leave us a comment. What's your dream engine build?
They're not meat free though, are they?
No, oh, they are to an extent. When they get wet, they're not real good.
I like them.
I make it myself.
John makes them themselves. You can buy them at skidfactory.com.
Yeah.
The cylinder head has been machined, and is that locally? Is that Richard cylinder heads?
Yep.
Well, basically decked. Did you get new valves?
Decked, a couple of valves.
Only 2 valves. Okay.
No, I got a whole set.
Oh, you got a whole set?
I needed 2.
But you had to buy a whole set.
Yeah.
Oh.
Brian
So brand new valves. The cams are a Celtic cam. I think they're a 268 from memory. I could have that wrong. But do we have a bent? 2 bent valves.
Two bent valves.
One of
them had a broken head on it.
That's right. I'm trying to remember what it was. Yeah. It's so long ago now. It was like 18 months ago or something, wasn't it? No. Was it 18 months ago since we pulled it apart?
Oh, no, since I blew it.
Oh, since you blew it up. The year since you pulled it apart, yeah. We said Brad had second-hand parts, so that was just rods and pistons and crank. The oil pump is new. We had to get a new sump because the sump had a massive hole in it from Ejecto-Cedo cuz. And we actually don't have the sump bolt, so we've just kind of temporarily bolted the sump on for now. We'll address that later. So the bottom end is now sealed, and then we'll bolt the cylinder head on. And I'm going to call it a day because I've got a skadoot for a 4-hour drive south on this present day. I've got the turbo at my shed. Where's the inlet manifold? Is that on here?
No.
Is that at my shed? Is that in the back of your car, Brad? Maybe?
Bunnings, possibly.
But we'll get the car back. We'll get the engine back to the car in the shed and we'll bolt it all together. There's also a bunch of other stuff to fix anyway. So, do you want a hand, John? I just feel like I'm standing around doing nothing.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Never assume your cylinder head has returned clean and ready for assembly. It's always a good practice to clean the machine surface and ensure all oil galleries and cooling passages are free of any machine swarf or maybe even cockroaches. Like any high output engine, we're using ARP head studs to keep the cylinder head secure. On the 1JZ, the head washers need to be in place before screwing in the head studs.
Oh, did you get this from Jay, did you?
Yeah.
I like his videos, eh?
Real straight.
And he's got a new channel now, it's RS Garage instead of Real Street. Yeah, he's doing heaps of engine builds. Yeah, I like the brush idea is a good idea. That's when you take one, yeah.
John's tightening the head studs to 80 foot-pounds in 3 equal steps.
Yeah, you love the style with.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, the
Yeah. Slapped together as requested. We've been held back by snapped dowel in the camshaft. When Brad had an engine failure, the inlet cam bolt actually was a 2-part bolt, and it actually snapped the dowel. So just a slight, we forgot about it.
Oh yeah, oversight. I was told.
Again, it's been a long time, and John's focus obviously is measuring up the bottom end. Well, this is your focus too, I suppose. It is part of you.
I've only had it for a week.
So I'm gonna go home. As I said, I've got a long drive ahead of me this afternoon. So I'll bail. John will fix this. I think you'll get the timing gear back on, and
Yep.
don't have to dial the cams in and stuff because there's no adjustable cam gears or anything. So unless you want to buy some, Brad.
No, it doesn't.
We'll get it back to my shed. We can bolt on the turbo and the inlet manifold and get it back in the car, I suppose, and then off to Kai's for a dyno tune and some.
After Brad paints it.
Are you gonna paint it? In that?
No,
It's pretty fresh.
really.
We should get some tape and you should get some black on there.
Show me how to do it.
Sweet. Alright, thanks John. It's been good. Always good hanging out.
Good stuff.
Um,
Still one in that boat ride.
shit. I've had the boat out once this year already. Once. I had it out twice last year. So I'm halfway there already.
Yeah, you're only halfway through the year.
Do you like fishing?
Me?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Alright. I'm sure you like drinking beer though, so we can
Yeah, it's all right.
we'll organise it one day. Sweet boats and beers. Sweet, back to the shed. Batman, let's do it.
And we're back. Welcome to 2026. There has been a lack of uploads, but that doesn't mean we haven't been busy. So busy, Westy's still smashing around with a rattle gun in the background. We've got a big 2026 plan, so stay tuned for a little mini-series on Brad's Crown wagon, followed by some awesome Skid Factory content throughout the year. See you next week, legends. Oh, wait, what's for dinner? We're having crumbed lamb shanks. That's right.
about $30. I should have got the big ones. They do one.
And there's no straight wheels in either, so you can actually push
you
it
can
around.
just push it that way.
Yeah, that's the worst thing. All right, welcome to the end credits. John's put some caster wheels with brakes on his engine stand, and I reckon that's the fanciest thing since sliced bread. I like that. Click over here to watch another video. Click over here to buy some merch. Click on that one to see John's OnlyFans.
No more Rick Astley.
Definitely going to get rickrolled.